Good morning, everyone, from snowy Ottawa, Ontario, in Canada. I am up visiting family for the December holiday that happens to follow tomorrow. And just wanted to send you all a video, again, inviting you to the Sitting and Sensations class that I'm going to pilot in January and talk a little bit about why I think this class is a tremendous opportunity to build skills for more choice and freedom in your life. I wanted to share a little story that happened yesterday. As many of you know, visiting blood family or family that perhaps we did not choose is an exercise and sometimes joy, sometimes delight, oftentimes patience, and sometimes discord. I'm reminded that, the family that we do not choose oftentimes has really different values and different priorities than we do. So I was sitting with my mother-in-law yesterday, and we were making a plan for Christmas Day dinner, which is generally something that I prepare because I get to make brisket, which is very, very exciting. And I was talking a little bit about the menu, and she said something having to do, I think she was talking about potatoes and talking about how they're a bad food. And I, all of a sudden, in my sensations, felt my face get flushed, my heartbeat accelerated. I felt like I was all of a sudden holding my breath. And when I checked in with my body, I noticed that I didn't have any sensation kind of below my belly button. It was as if my legs and my feet and my lower belly had solidified, and there was no more blood or nerve passageways going through. And I realized in that moment that her talking about kind of bad food had completely activated my nervous system. And the reason that I was able to recognize that is because of being, having a daily sitting practice where I was really practicing the transition between noticing being in my thoughts and my stories and bringing my attention back to my body and my sensations. The first step of recovering from any trigger or activation in the work that I do is feeling the sensations. And part of the reason for that is that when our nervous system is activated, right, it's because of real or perceived danger or stress. And so in that moment where my mother-in-law was talking about potatoes as a bad food, all of a sudden she turned into a bear that was about to disembowel me. And I responded accordingly, with my breath rate, my heart rate, kind of lack of sensation, all of that energy going up and really skyrocketing. So in that moment, had I responded to her like a bear that was trying to disembowel me, I think a lot about how that would impact our relationship, or even fundamentally a conversation that I want to have with her about how I don't really believe in good and bad food. Not really an opportunity to have nuance, complexity, for her to learn something, for me to learn something, if I am reacting to her like a bear who is about to steal my intestines. So in that moment, because of the practices I have around sensations that have some to do with my sitting practice, some to do with other practices in my life, I was able to feel all those sensations, right? And to feel them in a way that when, as time passed, and probably it was like 30 seconds to a minute, I could feel the charge of the sensations come down. And once the charge of the sensations came down, I was able to do the things that I know where I can come back to myself, where I can, what I call, like, take back my shape, right? To remember how to feel to my edges, to remember what are my core values, how do I want to move in the world in relationship to myself and also relationship to other humans, and be able to respond to her fundamentally from a place of resource, a place of expansion, a place of firm boundaries, and also compassion and care, right? And not necessarily that place of she's bad. I have to get away from her as soon as possible. I have to eradicate her. I have to perhaps disembowel her so she doesn't disembowel me. And I think about that as like such a great example of why I'm doing this class and why these skills, I think, are so pivotal to the ways that so many of us want to show up in the world, to the ways that so many of us want to build our relationships, and to the ways that so many of us want to start to embody kind of collective liberation values in our interpersonal relationships, as well as like the bigger structural changes that we're fighting for. So, again, I just want to invite you to join me for 6 weeks starting this January of an opportunity to start to build some of those skills. Or maybe you already have an initial practice and you just want to finesse some of those skills. Perhaps you want to build some of those skills or finesse them in community. Whatever it is, I would love for you to join us. I would encourage you to fill out the doodle link underneath this video so I have a little bit of a sense of what would be the optimum way to schedule this class so that the most folks can participate. And if you have any questions or any concerns, please hit me up. I'm really excited to kind of birth this offering and to try it out with folks that I already have a relationship with and resonance with. So once again, I hope you join us. Thanks so much. Have a great day. Have a great rest of your month, and I hope to see you soon.